Hey you guys, I am back for part 2 of my intuitive eating series? I don't know, we'll see. But today I'm going to be showing you some of my keto things. So just some of the tools. Oh yeah, maybe I should say this little disclaimer that I am not a professional in ketogenic eating, in the ketogenic diet. This is really just about my own experience. I have done my research. I am simply sharing that story and that experience, and I'm not trying to position myself as any kind of an expert in this. I am merely here as like a buddy showing you kind of like what I'm doing, and you know, what you do is up to you and what I do is up to me, and totally not interested in arguing about what is the best diet for humans out there. That is so subjective. All I know is that for the past 7 weeks or so since I have been following this, that I have been feeling really great, and for right now in my life, at this time, this is the right thing for me. So is it the right thing for you? I have no idea, but you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So if you're curious, give it a shot. So the style of the ketogenic diet that I'm following is cyclical, meaning that every once in a while I have like a cheat day, and I haven't really set when that is, but it's more just to feel freedom. You know, if you know, my son's birthday's coming up, I'm gonna eat some of his birthday cake. You know, going out with friends to a restaurant, you know, once in a while I can just eat a taco. I am choosing this diet because it makes me feel good, but I don't, it is a very restrictive diet, so I don't want it to feel like it's taking something away from my life. So I consider the way that I do keto to be plant-centric, but I am now an omnivore. That doesn't mean I eat a lot of meat. I really don't. I tried tracking my macros for 2 days in the past 7 weeks to see if I was getting, you know, all of the right macros according to what a ketogenic diet looks like. So that means it's 70% fat and 25% protein and 5% or less, I think, carbs. I'm really good at getting enough fat. I love eating fat, so that's not a problem for me. I like coconut oil and olive oil and avocados and all this stuff. I love it. I do have trouble getting enough protein because I'm not used to eating animal protein, and without legumes, it's a bit of a challenge for me. It's definitely one that I'm getting over it, but yeah, it is a little bit more difficult. I can't eat meat like more than once a day, max. I guess it's just because I used to be vegan that it's still like, it kind of freaks me out. So yeah, for 2 days I tried tracking my macros, and on the first day I realized I wasn't anywhere near enough protein for the day, just according to, you know, what my caloric intake is supposed to be for my weight loss goals and that kind of thing. And I was trying to get enough protein and it made me vomit. So you know, obviously, like, to me intuitively that's not a good thing. So I was just like, okay, forget that. I know roughly what a keto plate looks like. I'm just gonna go with how I feel. So I know how I feel when I need a bit more protein. I need a bit more protein right now. I know how I feel when, you know, I just haven't had enough greens. I eat so many greens. Like, that is the basis of my diet. And I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat any fruit anymore, at least for now. I will start incorporating more berries into my diet. I actually started yesterday eating wild blueberries again. My favorite fruit ever. But I do eat olives and avocados, which are technically fruit. And I also eat tomatoes, which, you know, some purists would say that's not a keto food, but I don't care. I stay away from the very sweet fruit, and I stay away from anything that's very starchy, so I do eat just a lot of green food. And I probably technically do consume too many carbs that way, but in what world is too much spinach a bad thing. Like that's not a world I want to live in. So that's sort of my approach, and I prefer white meats. I love just like an organic roasted chicken. Like to me, that in a salad is like the perfect meal with avocado and olive oil and some tomatoes, maybe some nuts or seeds. That to me is like perfect. I can eat that every single day. So one of the things that you end up eating quite a bit of when you are keto, especially at the beginning to help your body fat adapt, is something called fat bombs. So it's like about a tablespoon of food that you consume that is super rich in healthy fats. So coconut oil is a very popular one. I make fat bombs in a tray. What I do is I melt coconut oil, organic cacao butter, some seeds, some protein powder, a little bit of salt, sort of make, I don't know, and then I can change it up, like seeds, nuts, whatever. Sometimes just some pure dark chocolate, a little bit of stevia, and it sort of makes like a fudge candy-like fatty, melty, delicious snack. If that just keeps your energy up because your body is running on fat. Fat bombs are amazing, and they help you feel really good in keto, especially, like I said, especially in the beginning when your body is starting to produce and release those ketones. It keeps you going. I'm now at the point where I need them less. I mean, they're delicious, so I always have some on hand, but I used to have to like kind of pop them a little bit more often to feel satiated. So anytime that I was just like craving carbs, or, you know, my mind was wandering about food because I'm a stress eater and like a comfort eater, I would just go and have a fat bomb, or maybe like half a fat bomb, and then all my cravings would be magically gone. And you guys, like like I said, like I love to stress eat. So discovering that was just like, I couldn't believe the way it took away cravings. Like nothing has ever taken away cravings for me, because I was like, it's not just physiological, it's psychological, and somehow it's like it took care of both. It took care of my body and it took care of my brain at the same time. So you could see, I could feel how like my body chemistry was just changing so drastically. And again, this is me, this is my experience, and I'm only sharing this because, you know, I was borderline like depressed and thinking that I needed to, you know, maybe look into antidepressants, and I just didn't feel there. Like I knew intuitively it had a lot to do with my diet, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with prescription medication. If that's what someone needs, then that's what someone needs, but I had not explored all the options for me, and I didn't want all the side effects of a new medication because I don't take anything. So discovering keto and just the way that it's been changing me, like there's no convincing me that this is bad. Like, trolls, you can try. I don't care. I'm just gonna delete your shit. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite keto things. This is probably gonna end up being a very long video. So the perfect keto food is the avocado. This is like the symbol of the ketogenic diet, essentially. Another thing that was a game changer for me was upping my electrolytes. So one of the issues with the ketogenic diet is that you can get dehydrated quicker because you don't have a bunch of starchy carbs in your body, like acting like a sponge. I suspect that I was depleted in electrolytes to begin with. And I think most people are actually deficient in magnesium. So what I do is something called a Keto Lemonade, which is what Leanne Vogel suggests that you prepare every morning, and you just have like a big jug of it ready to go. So it's cold water, squeeze of lemon, or like a whole lemon if you're doing a full jug, some stevia to sweeten it, and then you use some salt. So oh, butter sitting in the sun, that's not good. So I use, this is a coarse, too much sun, coarse gray salt, and this one is from Costco, and it is, these are like huge chunks of salt. But it's quite good. So instead of doing Himalayan, I'm trying gray, which is It's interesting. And this whole gigantic thing, it's like a kilo, was $7 at Costco. Go Costco. And then I do a dropper or two full of this magnesium called Ion Mag, and it's by a company called Trace Minerals Research. So this is magnesium derived from Utah's Great Salt Lake. It's low sodium, but I don't care about low sodium right now. And then I found so potassium was something that was missing. And then I saw on some keto website that they were talking about just this salt-free salt substitute, which is actually just potassium chloride and some other stuff. And it had so a quarter teaspoon is 19% of your potassium daily value. I don't know how good this stuff is. Like, I feel like because it's from the, you know, grocery store and it's just kind of janky, I'm like, is this actually good? It's sad how we're like, if something is affordable and like easy accessible, you like question it. So that's what I'm putting in my water, or like my lemonade. And then for sweetener, I've been using stevia. This is stevia by Sweet Leaf. It's called Sweet Drops. I love this one. So stevia has come a long way in the past several years. I used to like hate it. I thought it tasted so weird, but I don't know what's happened, if it's like been super genetically modified, like I don't know, but I like the taste of stevia now, which is like so great because it doesn't mess with your glucose levels and it's very potent. And then I also got the powder version of it just to see which one I prefer. And I think I actually prefer the drops, but I don't really know why. I just got this last week, so maybe I just need to try it out a little bit longer. But it's the same brand, it's Sweet Leaf. So my camera just wants to focus on my face, so I don't know if it's, here we go. For me, where I live, this is a very easily available brand. You'll probably find different brands where you live. Oh yeah, and then so this is my apple cider vinegar. It's 1.9 liters. It's organic and it's with mother, so that you want that. I always try to have something fermented every day. Oh yeah, so and kimchi and sauerkraut are two of the other foods that I've been eating to get that fermentation for the good gut flora. Okay, next, the Bulletproof Coffee. I am fascinated and amazed by Bulletproof Coffee. And I don't mean Bulletproof like the brand Bulletproof, sorry Dave Asprey. I just mean like bulletproof, like people say Kleenex. So a Bulletproof Coffee is a cup of coffee that you add a bunch of stuff to. So you'll add grass-fed butter, and you will add MCT oil, which I'll show you guys in a second. And then you could also add something like collagen peptides. Maybe you can add your electrolytes to it. And you add a little sweetener, little stevia, because with all that funky stuff it is, you need a little, I never put sugar in my coffee, but now I'm adding stevia to my coffee. So this is the grass-fed butter. I think it's grass-fed. Actually, it's organic. I'm having trouble finding grass-fed butter. I know that Kerrygold or Kerrygold is a skincare company. Kerrygold is the popular one in the US. I've never seen it here, so this is what I get. It's the, you know, President's Choice organic. It's super janky. It's right out of my fridge. And I add the Great Lakes gelatin. I've been on quite the journey with gelatin, trying to figure out which one I like best. It's really expensive, but it does last a long time. I think it's quite affordable in the US. It's like, I think this thing is like $15, $17. Here it's closer to 40 to 50. Don't ask, but I might be sticking with this brand. I was using Sports Research and I had to order on Amazon, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And then it went up like 4 times the price. So, and then I was trying another brand, and it was like some new brand, and it just didn't mix well, and it was like so powdery that it was like floating all up into the air, and I was like, there's something off about this. And I mean, it's beef gelatin. It's kind of gross in a way, like, not to be, you know, immature about it, but like, it's like grass-fed, you know, beef skin, and it's, I feel weird about it, but at the same time, holy moly, it's making such a difference to me, and it's such an easy way for me to get protein in my diet first thing in the morning. Adding the protein, adding the electrolytes to coffee, because I also put a little pinch of like my electrolytes in it. I'm someone who I used to get very jittery and very anxious from drinking coffee, and now my morning coffee, Bulletproof or Rocket Fuel or whatever you want to call it, it makes me feel so good. It gives me steady energy, and I do intermittent fasting every morning, so I have my coffee. It's usually just one. If I had like a normal night's sleep, I just have one coffee, and I'm good until lunchtime without being hungry. I don't get hangry, I don't get shaky. So I think that it's the combination of, you know, the MCT oil, the butter, getting my good fats, the protein and the electrolytes and the caffeine. It's amazing for me. It's working so well. It's like, hallelujah, I'll never drink coffee in another way probably ever again. Like, that's how much I love it. So this is my MCT oil. So MCT oil is a form of coconut oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. And basically it's, what they do is they process coconut oil, like they fractionate it, and they sort of like separate the different like acidic profiles and choose different ones. And I don't know, I can't really explain exactly, but I don't know if this is like a very high quality one. I used one by Nativa before this, which is apparently the world's first organic MCT oil, and really liked that one. And this one a little bit less. This was the cheapest one that I could find. So I went for it, and I guess it's okay, but what I don't like is that they don't give you like the acidic profile, so like, you don't know what percentage of each, like the lauric acid and all that you're getting, so it like makes me trust it a little bit less. But MCT oil is one of those things that's like super expensive here. So if you live in the States and if you can get a higher quality one, just go for that. I don't know what brand. I mean, I like the Nativa one. I look on the US Amazon just to like see what Americans have, and I'm like so jealous. There's all kinds of great looking brands, and not just like Bulletproof, like there's a lot of other brands selling MCT oil now. So definitely worth researching that. If you live in Canada, particularly in Quebec or Ontario, because I can go to Ontario, tell me what brand you use. If you buy MCT oil, I'd love to know like where you find it, because it's like you'd swear we lived somewhere remote. So, oh, here, speaking of sweeteners, this is Swerve. So this is the sweetener that a lot of people on keto recommend. It is erythritol and I don't really know what. See, the problem with all of these keto substitution type things is that, first of all, crazy expensive. This is a miniature bag. This thing is full up to here. I've used it once. How much is in here? 340 grams. It was over $10. Like, that's crazy. Whenever you switch to keto, what you're gonna find when you're researching is that like all these websites just make like the keto version of blah blah, the keto version of this thing, and it's like, I don't think that that's the right way to think about it, you know? You shouldn't be like, oh, how could I make like a, you know, a keto cake, or how can I make keto pie, or like keto spaghetti. Well, spaghetti squash, it's a pretty easy one. You know, that's not really the right thinking. It's like, okay, yeah, bake something, I don't know, once in a while as a treat, but like, you know, having like keto muffins or something like that always on hand, like, first of all, those are some like damn expensive muffins, especially if they're Canadian keto muffins. And it's kind of like missing the point, you know? So it doesn't make it like a whole foods, plant-centric version of keto, but that's my opinion. That's the way I do it, and it's not like I've never tried, you know, like I have made keto muffins. I've tried the like 90-second keto bread in a mug, and it's awesome. It's like a really fun experiment. You know, I make keto gummy bears with my kid all the time. Super fun things to try, but it's not like I'm trying to make like keto sandwiches every day or something like that. It's about experimentation, you know, so, but not like relying too much on all this like substitution stuff. Okay, so another big part of your diet, of the keto diet, is avocado oils. This is one that I like. It's by, if we can focus, it's so sunny in here. This is avocado oil by Chosen Foods. It is organic. No, it is pure. It's non-GMO. Is it organic? I thought it was. So it's, okay, so the thing about avocado oil that's really great about it, and this is whether you're keto or not, is that it's got a really high smoke point. So if you're cooking something high heat, or if you're broiling or whatever, avocado oil is a really good one, because yeah, not getting to that smoke point means that it's much healthier for you. At any point when oil reaches its smoke point, you start getting carcinogens into your food. So nuts and seeds are another very important part of eating keto, especially when you are more plant-based. Okay, so this is black chia seeds by Prana. Good old overpriced Prana. But chia seeds are awesome, and like you don't like eat a face full of these, you know. They're high in fiber, they are very low in carbs, they are high in fat, which you want if you're keto. And yeah, you eat like 2 tablespoons a day. Hemp hearts, and these are my favorite hemp hearts by Manitoba Harvest. Hemp is amazing, you guys. Like, if it didn't make me crazy, I would be much more of a hemp advocate, if you know what I mean. So, super high in protein, super high in fat, you got the good omegas. Hemp hearts they're awesome. Like, what a superfood. And I think they taste great. So hemp hearts, chia seeds, 2 of my favorite seeds. Also really liking the humble sesame seed. And nuts. So I've stopped eating almonds. These are my nuts from Bulk Barn, and these are pecans or pecans. And they are my second favorite to Brazil nuts. So from my research, it seems like pecans or pecans, Brazil nuts, and macadamia are sort of the best 3 keto nuts, and also non-keto, I suppose. So I was always a big almond girl, and there's something in them called phytic acid, I believe, which the short of it is that it's like an anti-nutrient. So phytic acid is a chemical that's naturally occurring that's supposed to deter animals from eating nuts or seeds. So it's kind of like a low-line poison in a sense, and it can stop your body from absorbing other nutrients. And so I really want my body to absorb as many nutrients as possible these days. So I'm just not going to eat almonds for a bit. Although I did just eat some at my mom's house. And 2 more things. I have some Nativa coconut manna. So there's a lot of coconut oil involved with this diet. You put coconut oil in your coffee, you eat the regular old coconut oil, and then this is coconut manna. If you've never tried it, it's like what peanut butter is to peanuts, coconut manna is to coconuts. So it's like a thicker coconut oil that tastes very coconutty and has more texture. Pumpkin pie spice. I know it's all like the trendy thing. Every fall it's like, oh, pumpkin pie spice, blah. But this is like a superfood, and I love me some like non-fancy superfood. I don't need some like fake acai syrup crap. This blend of spice is, I can't remember exactly why. Do your research, look it up, because I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's like the way it all works synergistically, the way that it helps your body metabolize different things. It's really awesome. So I often add this, a little pinch of this maybe in my mama juice or maybe in my coffee in the morning. But it is awesome. And I had to, this is by Splendor Garden and it is organic, and I had to find this on Amazon too because apparently in the middle of the winter they don't sell pumpkin spice in Canada. So it is cinnamon, ginger, allspice, nutmeg, cardamom, and clove. Anyways, I just want to show you guys my fun pantry items. There's a lot more, but that's kind of what I grabbed today. And so yeah, that was part 2. Bye.